Trusting God with your abundance plate full of blessings? Join me as I take on the challenge of fully trusting God with my abundance, even when my plate is overflowing with blessings. When we talk about abundance, we often think of it in terms of material wealth, a full bank account, a big house, a fancy car. But what does it really mean to trust God with our abundance? For me, it's about surrendering control and acknowledging that everything I have comes from Him. It's about recognizing that my blessings are not just a result of my hard work, but also of His favor and grace. Many of us struggle with feeling worthy of our blessings. We work hard for what we have, and it's natural to feel a sense of ownership. But when we start to feel like we're the ones responsible for our success, fear can creep in. We start to worry about losing what we have, about not being able to keep up the facade. We feel like we're constantly walking on eggshells, waiting for the other shoe to drop. This fear can be crippling. It can cause us to hold on to our blessings tightly to try to control every aspect of our lives. But the problem is, the more we try to control, the more we lose sight of what's truly important. We start to focus on what we have rather than on the one who gave it to us. As I reflect on my own journey, I realize that I've been there too. I've struggled with feeling like I'm not good enough, like I'm just pretending to be someone I'm not. But the truth is, my worth and identity come from Christ, not from what I have. When I start to feel anxious about my blessings, I remind myself that they're not mine to begin with. The Bible is full of stories about people who had to trust God with their blessings. Think of Abraham, who was asked to sacrifice his only son Isaac. Think of Job, who lost everything and still chose to worship God. These stories aren't just ancient history. They're a reflection of our own struggles and doubts. One of my favorite stories is about a woman who had a business that was thriving. She was making more money than she knew what to do with, but she felt empty inside. She realized that her success was not just about her hard work, but also about God's favor. She started to tithe, to give back to God, and that's when things really started to change. Her business continued to grow, but more importantly, her heart grew. She started to see her abundance as a blessing from God, not just a result of her own efforts. When we talk about abundance, we often focus on the material aspect. But true abundance is about spiritual richness. It's about having a deep sense of peace, joy, and contentment. It's about knowing that no matter what happens, God is in control. The key to trusting God with our abundance is gratitude. When we're thankful for what we have, we're reminded that it's not ours to begin with. We're reminded that it's a gift, and that gifts can be taken away at any moment. When we focus on gratitude, we start to see our blessings in a new light. We start to see them as a reflection of God's love and provision. As I look back on my own journey, I realize that trusting God with my abundance has been a process. It's not something that happens overnight. It's a daily choice to surrender control, to trust that God has my best interests at heart. And it's a choice that has transformed my perspective. In a world that tells us to strive for more, to accumulate wealth and status, it's countercultural to say that true abundance comes from trusting God. But I believe it's true. I believe that when we trust God with our abundance, we open ourselves up to a fuller, more blessed life. Thanks for watching. If you've been encouraged by this video, I encourage you to share your own experiences in the comments below. Don't forget to check out my other videos on faith and abundance, and I'll see you in the next one.